Ready for morning baseball from downtown Durham. Series opener between the Bulls and the AAA affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals, the Memphis Redbirds. Good morning, everybody. Patrick Keene is with you. Brian Bliss is our producer and engineer. And we will have about 4,000 school kids from around central North Carolina. Upwards of 6 buses are either here or on the way here from all over central North Carolina as we take another step toward normalcy here in 2022. Glad to have you with us. And the Bulls will start Robert Duggar today, his league-leading fifth start of the season. He'll be matched up against Zack Thompson, 24-year-old first-round pick of the Cardinals out of the University of Kentucky. 78 degrees, a lot of blue skies above, and really good scheduling by the Bulls front office to have a morning game today because there's a line of some very powerful rainstorms coming through mid to late afternoon and into the evening hours tonight, but certainly enough of a window to get this one in. Redbirds are 9-9, Bulls are 7-11, and let's get to the lineup card signed by Memphis manager and former Durham Bulls coach Ben Johnson. And it looks like this. Kramer Robertson leads things off. Robertson plays third today. Lars Nootbaar just optioned down by the Cardinals. He plays his first game of the season for Memphis as the DH. In the 3-hole is the league's top home run hitter so far, Nolan Gorman, playing second base for Memphis. Juan Yepez at first base cleans up. Alec Burleson, a North Carolina native, bats fifth and plays left. Ivan Herrera catches. Connor Capel is in right. Ben DeLuzio in center field hits eighth. And Evan Mendoza, the former NC State infielder and pitcher, bats ninth and plays short. Tom West, our home plate umpire, gives the right index finger to Robert Duggar. And the 26-year-old native of suburban Houston winds up. First pitch is in for a strike at 91 miles an hour. We're underway. And I have 78 degrees here at the corner of Jackie Robinson and Blackwell. Bulls in the classic white uniforms, blue numbers on the back with the nameplates as Duggar drops in a breaking pitch for strike two on Robertson. Duggar 0-1, ERA sits at 2.25, one unearned run in his last outing that came Wednesday in Norfolk. He worked 4 innings and threw 62. Here's the 0-2, and a swing and a miss on a slider, and Robertson down on the game's opening 3 pitches. And a good start for Duggar and the Bulls. Not easy to beat active, ready, and game ready at 11:05 anywhere in this game of baseball. So Duggar setting the tone, sharp with his first 3 pitches. And here is Lars Nootbaar. Stands in the batter's box in the gray pants, blue tops, red numbers, trimmed in whites in the back for the Redbirds. First pitch on the lefty is outside from Duggar. Our 3-man crew today, Tom West works the plate. Alex Tosi, veteran International League umpire, he is at first base. Chris Marco is at third. And Nootbaar, the 24-year-old, waits on the 1-0, swings away, a high pop-up, hangs toward the Memphis bullpen and slices into the stands. A ball and a strike on Nootbaar. Duggar, 12 total innings. He struck out 10, walked 6. First year in the Rays organization. As a matter of fact, just signed in late March. So he's wrapping up his first month in the system as he misses down low with a breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike on Nootbaar, who this season in 7 games with St. Louis was just 2 of 16. His last outing came against the Cincinnati Reds Saturday, went 1 for 5 against the Reds before being optioned down. Here's the 2-1, a swing and a miss, had him reaching for off speed. Brendan Donovan was recalled by the Cardinals for the 2nd time this season, and Nootbaar optioned to Memphis. Nootbaar stands 6-3. Duggar with the sign from today's Bulls catcher, Ford Proctor. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a foul and a high fastball. Well, the Bulls back-to-back wins in Norfolk Saturday and Sunday to carve out their first series split of the year. And they picked up 2 games on first place Norfolk in the process. 2-2, a bouncing ball by the reach of Duggar, out to second base, fielded by Isaac Paredes, takes care of Nootbaar at first. And there are 2 outs in the opening inning for Duggar. And that was a big recovery by the Bulls after they dropped 3 of the first 4 against the Tides, sunk into last place in the East. But the Bats came alive, scoring 21 runs in those final 2 games. A 7-5 win Saturday, and then a season-high 14 runs on 14 hits in a 14-5 win Sunday afternoon. Here is Nolan Gorman. 2 outs, none on. Ball outside from Duggar. Nolan Gorman, 21-year-old second baseman. He has homered 8 times this year, which leads the league. 8 homers in 15 games. And Duggar comes home way outside with off speed. Ball 2. Gorman averaging .316. He's on a 12-game hitting streak, which is the longest active at AAA at this stage of the year. Homered on Sunday in a loss against Omaha. There's a pitch just outside, ball 3. And I'll give you one of the statistical oddities behind Gorman after this pitch. 3-ball count on Gorman, 2 outs, none on. And just underway in downtown Durham. Light breeze out to right center. And the 3-0 is on the outside corner, 3-1. Gorman this season has homered 8 times. He's driven in 9 runs. That's it. He had a 2-run homer on Sunday, so all of his runs driven in have been as a result of home runs. 3-1, swing and a miss. And the 8 home runs are the only extra base hits he has. His other hits, 10 of them are singles. It is a full count now. A heavy pull side shift on the infield as around the third baseman is almost behind the second base bag. Outfield straightaway. 3-2 from Duggar is fouled back. Fastball away, knocked against the screen by Gorman. So yes, that means he has 7 solo home runs and then a 2-run homer that he hit in the 4th inning on Sunday. He did have a string earlier in the year where he homered in 5 consecutive games. Here's the 3-2, swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, blocked by Proctor, applies the bare hand tag, and Gorman is out. And a nice rebound there by Duggar. Down 3-0 in the count, comes back to strike out Gorman, and it's a perfect top of the first for Robert Duggar. Underway from Durham, Memphis nothing, and the Bulls coming up. 24-year-old left-hander Zack Thompson takes the mound for his 4th start of the season for Memphis. No record, 5.93. And Miles Masterboni opening things up for the Bulls. We'll get to the Bulls lineup after this pitch. It's a fastball for strike 1 from Thompson. Masterboni leads off again for the Bulls. Vidal Brujan optioned down by the Rays after Sunday's contest. And he should be back in the Bulls lineup as early as tomorrow night. So Masterboni stands in after going 2 out of 4 on Sunday and takes the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Masterboni at shortstop. Isaac Paredes bats second, plays second. Jonathan Arana with a huge series against the Tides bats third and plays third. 1 ball, 1 strike on the lefty Masterboni. And the pitch from Thompson, slow curve down, 2-1. Ford Proctor is the Bulls' cleanup hitter. He catches today. Ruben Cardenas in right. Ryan Bolt, the center fielder, hits 6th. Then it's Jim Haley at first. David Rodriguez still in the Bulls lineup. He's the DH today. And Nico Holsizer bats 9th and plays left. 2-1 pitch. Curveball. Chomps the inside corner on Masterboni. Masterboni, 279, hit his first career AAA home run against the Tides over the weekend. He's driven in 11, including 3 on Sunday. And waits on 2-2 out of the stretch, and a fastball knocked out of play to the left. Well, Zack Thompson, a lot to like in the Cardinals organization about him, but hyper-aggressively pushed through the system by St. Louis. First-round pick, 19th overall just 3 years ago out of the SEC's Kentucky Wildcat program. Signed for $3 million. And got to AAA last year. Swing and is it a foul or is it a miss? And it's a foul, and it was dropped on the exchange, evidently, by Herrera, the catcher. Masterboni now talking with Tom West, the home plate umpire. He didn't think that Herrera had control of that foul tip. He felt like he just dropped it. And it was an awfully late call by Tom West to determine whether that was a foul tip or a swing and a miss. So Masterboni ends in a strikeout, and a disappointing strikeout of that. So here's Isaac Paredes, right-handed hitting second baseman, follows in a fastball at 95 from Thompson. Now Thompson, in his first professional season after he was drafted in 19, did get 15 innings in A-ball, a couple of different spots in the Cardinal system. And the 0-1 is outside on Paredes. And then you had the COVID 2020 season where Thompson did not pitch and came back last year and made 19 starts here at AAA and struggled with his stuff and struggled at the high level. But that is not unsurprising. Pitch down low on Paredes, 2-1. He was 2-10 with an earned run average over 7. Walks were high, over 4.5 per 9, and allowed 114 hits in just 93 innings. Here's the 2-1 from the left-hander, and that is on the outer half, taken for strike 2. An easy 93 miles an hour from Thompson. He'll be in the 92 to 96 range. Slider, curve, change. 2 balls and 2 strikes off the third base side of the rubber. Here's Thompson's pitch, and it's a fastball under the hands at 96 on Paredes. But it's a brand new year for Thompson. He is familiar with the level, refined his stuff and his approach during the offseason, and trying to put things together because the Cardinals have high expectations for him. 3-2, a swing and a bouncer, slap the other way toward right. Into the hole goes Gorman. Throws from the outfield grass and retires Paredes. Nice play by Nolan Gorman out at second base. 3 long hopper toward right. Retires Paredes. Scoreless game, bottom of the first. Now Aranda. Now Thompson, in his last game, he started Wednesday at home against Omaha. Worked 4 1/3 innings. Gave up 5 runs, including 3 homers. First 3 home runs he'd allowed this season. Goes left on left against Aranda. Drops in a slow curve for strike 1. Well, Aranda comes in after hitting it safely in all 6 games in Norfolk. Was 11 of 25 in this series against the Tides. Swing and a miss on a curveball, nothing in 2. He had 4 doubles. He hit a home run, his first at AAA against Ofelke Peralta on Sunday. And across the series, he drove in 8. And Aranda has not had an easy offensive transition to the AAA level, but the average is now at 286 after that huge series. And a swing and a miss and a curve, knocked down by Herrera. Applies the tag with his bare hand on Aranda, and that will do it for the Bulls. So mimicking opening innings for Duggar and Thompson. Bookend strikeouts for both in perfect innings for both. Done with 1 in Durham, 0-0. Top of 2 from downtown Durham, 0-0. Memphis and the Bulls. Juan Yepez, Alec Burleson, Ivan Herrera coming up against Robert Duggar. Glad to have you with us. What time did you get up this morning? I was up at about 5:30. Dropped off my 4-month-old son at daycare at about 7:30 and straight to the ballpark. Duggar whining, first pitch of the second. Drops in at the knees for a strike on Yepez. But you know what? Wouldn't have it any other way. What a day. What a beautiful day. First time in 3 years we've had an education day here at the DBAP. How much we have missed all of the screaming kids. Strike taken by Yepez, 0-2. Yepez, 19 runs batted in. That leads the team. It's tied for second in the league. 24-year-old hitting .230 with 5 home runs. Hit 22 bombs with Memphis last year. And the 0-2 breaking ball down and away from Duggar. Oh, there was a time many years ago where morning baseball with 10,000 kids and kazoos and vuvuzelas and all the other clackers and noisemakers would be the enemy. I particularly am loathsome of morning baseball down in Jacksonville, Florida when I was down in the Southern League as Duggar misses low. I mean, you want to talk about if you've never experienced a migraine, a headache, a day down in Jacksonville with 10,000 kids with clackers would give you one. But how much we have missed these days. Here's the 2-2. A swing and a line right, pulled toward left. Chasing Hulsizer. It's by his reach and hits up against the wall. And Hulsizer will track it down. Yepez on his way to second base, and he's in with a double. That ball was just creamed by Yepez. Had some hook on it. Hulsizer got a good break on it. But that ball was just simply hit far too hard. And a double for Yepez to begin the second inning. Boy, he is a bat that the St. Louis Cardinals are extraordinarily fond of. We saw his offensive exploits last year. So Yepez picks up his 3rd double. So 8 extra base hits this season for Yepez. And a second inning opportunity for Memphis. Here's Alec Burleson. Starts in left field today. 283. He has homered 5 times. Duggar skips one through the dirt. Nice stop by Proctor. Covering that ball up with his glove up against his chest protector, holding Yepez at second. Burleson, 23-year-old out of Denver, North Carolina. At second is Yepez, rocks to a safe lead. The pitch from Duggar is low and in, backhanded by Proctor, ball 2. Burleson, a memorable career for the ECU Pirates. Not only with the bat, but he was a closer for ECU for his first couple of years. Here's the 2-0 pitch, hit on the ground, fouled in the first baseline, 2-1. But he was a second-round choice just 2 years ago, motored through the organization last year from High A Peoria in the Midwest League to Double A Springfield, and got to Memphis for the final 45 games of the year and hit a combined 22 home runs between those 3 stops. 5 already this season for Burleson. And here's the 2-1 from Duggar. A swing and a foul pop out of play, hangs toward the upper level seats down the third base line. Yeah, he saved 9 games over his college career. Didn't pitch a whole lot in his final season, his junior season. But he was a freshman All-American, a first-team All-American his sophomore year. And now a fast-rising pro in the Cardinals chain. Fights off an off-speed pitch, over to give it a look as Arana, and runs it down right alongside the camera well. A low, heavy slicing pop-up off of the bat of Burleson. And nice play by Jonathan Arana down at third base for the Bulls. And he wasn't playing your traditional third base on that little looper. He was more covering the shortstop area and had a hustle over, make the catch, and then prepare himself for a little bump against the padded side wall protecting the camera area at the end of the Memphis dugout. So Burleson fouls out. Yepez remains at second base, and here is Ivan Herrera, the catcher. Hitting .212 over 13 games, and Duggar misses off the plate inside, ball 1. Defensively for the Bulls, an outfield of Hulsizer, Bolt, and Cardenas. They're straight away, and Hulsizer fairly deep on the pull side and left. 3 infielders on the left side includes Paredes. Off speed low on Herrera. Arana down at third base. He's deep and off the line by about 7 feet. Masterboni stands in the shortstop hole. Paredes is on the shortstop side of the bag, engaged in a conversation with Yepez. And Jim Haley by his lonesome on the right side at first base. Proctor the catcher. And Robert Duggar on the hill. A look back at Yepez. 2-0 pitch. There's a late swing by Herrera on a fastball. Drives it against the screen, foul. League high 5th start for Duggar. That's only because he actually opened a couple of games early in the season for the Bulls. So not full-fledged starts, but he did open 2 games in Nashville the first week of the season, and that's really a byproduct. That's not how Duggar's going to be used. He's going to be a full-fledged starter, but again, he had signed a minor league deal with Tampa Bay in the 3rd week of March, so they were basically just building him up in terms of pitches so they could come back after some shorter rest those first couple of outings. Huge swing and a foul against the screen by Herrera on a 72-mile-an-hour curveball by Duggar. We may not see a bigger swing all year than that one. And as you might expect with a 72-mile-an-hour breaking pitch and an enormous cut there by Herrera, he was slightly off balance on the follow-through. He took about 3 or 4 steps through the left-handed batter's box before he finally regained his faculties. 2-2 count. And the pitch from Duggar is knocked on the line to right center field. This is going to be a gapper. Lands on the grass and bounces to the bottom of the wall. Yepez will come in and score, and Herrera clubs a double into right center field, and it's 1-0 Memphis in the second inning. Fifth run batted in by Herrera. Double number 2. Well, he had some good looks at Duggar in that at bat. And a nice adjustment by Herrera as well. The young catcher, only 21 years of age. Had that gigantic swing in the previous curveball, and then he squared up the fastball the very next pitch. So a couple of doubles against Duggar in the second inning. Redbirds lead. Now Connor Capel the right fielder for Memphis. Bats left-handed, and Duggar misses a hair down. Capel hitting 167 with a couple of home runs. Memphis as a team has 31 home runs. And the pitch is a called strike. It was a rough go of things in the series, though, against Omaha for Capel. He was 0 for 15. Left-handed hitter on the 1-1. Swing and a foul on a changeup from Duggar. Strike two. Now, the 31 home runs hit by Memphis over the first 18 games of the season. That's more than any team in AAA. Worcester is next with 29. Columbus is third with 27. The Bulls, contrastly, only have 15. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Capel. And here's the pitch from Duggar. And it's a breaking ball, popped up, playable, short left. Backing up is Arana from third base. He'll make the catch in the outfield grass, sling the throw to second base late. Herrera gets back in standing. Well, another nice defensive play by Arana. That's not an easy ball to handle either, but that was basically his ball or no one's, with where Hulsizer was and where Masterbone, the shortstop for the Bulls, was. Again, with the repositioning of the infield, Masterbone was playing more up the middle with the lefty, and Hulsizer was fairly deep in left field. That on another low pop-up, Arana had to run straight down the line with his back to the infield to make the catch. So 2 nifty pieces of glove work and footwork by Arana at third base. Here's DeLuzio with 2 outs in the second. Right-handed hitter. And the pitch from Duggar, a bouncy ball. Of course, it goes around his way. One long hop to the bag. Throw is high, and it's off the glove of Haley. And the ball rattles down in the bullpen. This will bring Herrera in to score. Around second, DeLuzio. He is blazing speed. Into third, he goes sliding and beats the throw. Oh, Duggar should be in the dugout. The throw from Aranda sailed a bit. Haley reached up while keeping his foot on the base. And it went off of his glove, but it fooled the first base umpire, Alex Tosi. He actually punched out DeLuzio at first. He thought Haley caught it. But it's a 3-base error. And the Redbirds now have a 2-0 lead on the Bulls. So Herrera in to score. DeLuzio all the way to third, and a strike taken by Evan Mendoza. Oh, that is a tough break. 2 outstanding defensive plays by Arana in this inning, and then that throw got away from him on the most routine of the 3 plays in this inning his way. So the 3rd error of the season charged against Aranda. DeLuzio at third, 2 outs, 1-1 count on Mendoza. Hitting .229 with 4 knocked in and 1 homer. Duggar out of the stretch, the high kick, and the pitch is missed. Had him reaching for the off speed, 1-2. So back in the box is Mendoza. Dark colored bat, yellow batting gloves, and the bright red Cardinal helmet, and the pitch is into the dirt. Knocked down by Proctor, 2-2. Duggar gets the sign from Proctor. DeLuzio down at third. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, softly hit, center field. Bolt was playing him toward right center, goes back, makes the catch. Inning is over. But a gifted run to the Redbirds on the throw-in error by Aranda. 2 runs for Memphis, couple of hits, 1 error, 1 left. And after 1.5 in Durham, Redbirds lead the Bulls 2-0. Early 2-run lead belongs to Memphis. Bottom of the 2nd inning from Durham. In the middle of the order for the Bulls against Zack Thompson. Ford Proctor will start it. And Thompson, impressive first inning. We'll see how he comes back for the second. Fires across strike 1 against Proctor. Proctor getting the catching duties today. .261 with 7 knocked in. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone. Beat him. Strike 2 on Proctor. So Proctor, the 25-year-old, on the 40-man for the Rays. Back in the left-handed box. And the 0-2 from Thompson. There's the curveball, and down goes Proctor looking. He's had a good one so far. Zack Thompson strikes out his third of 4 batters he has faced. And the last 2 on that curveball. Defensively, the look behind Thompson has Burleson in left field, DeLuzio in center, Capel in right. At infield of Kramer Robertson and Evan Mendoza on the left side, Nolan Gorman and Juan Yepez at first, Thompson and Herrera the battery. Strike 1 on Ruben Cardenas. Quick sign drop down by Herrera. He moves in, and the pitch on Cardenas is high. I talked about Thompson's numbers last year in his first full pro season, and it came at the AAA level. Last year, 93 innings, 57 walks, and 82 strikeouts. You want to talk about a bit of a turnaround. Here's the 1-1, and that is inside near the back elbow of Cardenas. Small sample size, yes, 3 starts, but 13 hits in 13 innings. That's a 1-to-1 ratio. Much better, much cleaner than last year. 1 walk in 13-plus innings. 15 strikeouts in 13-plus. Here's the 2-1. Off speed low, ball 3. So encouraging signs for Zack Thompson. Dernier Orozco is pitching coach for Memphis this year. And this is what the Cardinals want to see out of Thompson. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Good location for a fastball down to the count. A little bit above the knees toward the outside corner. And it's full on Cardenas. 222 hitter, 6 knocked in, 1 home run, his first AAA year. And Thompson home on 3-2. And a fastball down the middle fouled off, and he got away with a mistake. Gets into a baseball, rubs it up. And Thompson knows that was not in the spot he wanted. And Cardenas, he's been swinging a pretty good bat the last week for the Bulls. 2 hits Saturday, 2 hits Sunday. 3-2 again. Curveball low. Good take by Cardenas. And he is the first Bulls base runner of the morning. I was about to say afternoon, but we're not quite there yet. This is not the only morning game, though, in our league. Norfolk and Gwinnett are underway with an 11:05 starts. And probably the most impressive pitcher that we have seen will start today for Norfolk. Grayson Rodriguez, who was dominant against the Bulls on Wednesday. He's going today for the Tides in Gwinnett. Ball 1, marginally outside on Ryan Bolt. Omaha opens a series at home against Toledo today. That's a 1:05 first pitch. Everything else is later tonight. Bolt at 216, 7 knocked in. A bluff by Cardenas, and the pitch is taken for a strike by Bolt. Your division leaders, and again, only 2 divisions in the International League this year. We're just happy to be calling it the International League again. Whether we have 2 divisions, 3 divisions, 4 divisions, no divisions. Throw to first, chases Cardenas back. Buffalo and Norfolk tied for the East lead, 11-7. The Bulls are in 9th place of 10 teams at 7-11. Meanwhile, in the West, Nashville is up a game on Columbus. Best record in the league so far for the Nashville Sounds, 13-5. 1-1 on Bolt. Strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes on Bolt. Starting in center field today for the Bulls. Cardenas edges to a longer lead this time. He breaks. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. The throw from Herrera on the way. It's high, it's late, and holding the bag is Cardenas. He almost popped off of it with his slide, but got the right foot back on it before the tag came. So a steal for Cardenas, his third. Got a good jump. Bolt strikes out, though, so Haley will bat with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. That's 4 strikeouts now by Thompson. So now we'll see if Jim Haley can pick up the run for the Bulls. Right-handed hitter at 220. And the first pitch from Thompson starts him with a curve on the outside corner, kisses it for strike one. Well, Thompson has come out sharp. Just one mistake with his fastball that was fouled off, but the curveball he's been able to command the outer half of the plate against righties, commanded against lefties as well. That's been his big put-away pitch so far with 2 strikes. I'll look back at Cardenas at second base. Here's the 0-1, and there's the breaking ball missed downstairs. Strike 2 on Haley. That's tough as well because the second time through the order, we've yet to really see anything from the changeup and anything from the slider so far from Thompson. It's basically been fastball curve first time through, and no significant contact at all against him yet. Here's the 0-2. Curveball, check swing, they appeal. He did not go. That was close. Tom West, our home plate umpire. Gray pants, black belt, black shoes, light blue short sleeve shirts on this Tuesday morning, where we are closing in on 80 degrees. Cardenas at second. Here's the 1-2. And Haley hits a curveball on a couple of hops to short. Mendoza will field, and the throw across is accurate. Haley bounces out, and the Bulls do not score in the second. A walk to Cardenas. Stranded at second base. We're done with a couple of innings. Memphis leads Durham 2-0. Top of the third inning. Kramer Robertson leads things off, and Robertson takes ball 1. Well, defensive change early in this game for the Bulls just announced. Nico Holsizer has been taken down from this game, and we'll try to get an explanation of why. Holsizer had not batted yet. He did try to chase down that Yepez double in the second inning. Perhaps feeling a bit under the weather, but Tristan Gray is off of the Bulls bench. He's playing shortstop, and Miles Masterboni is now out in left field. Here's the 2-0 pitch, a swing and a ground ball off the line at third. Aranda fields, and the throw this time is right on target to Haley. So Kramer Robertson grounds out to third base. First out of the third inning. And I'm scanning the Bulls dugout. I don't see Holsizer against the railing, so evidently assuming not feeling well, so Holsizer is out, which means Tristan Gray will bat in the 9 spot. We'll see him bat in the bottom of this inning. If we do get an update, we'll let you know. 1 out, none on. And Lars Newbar, a swing and a foul tip and a Proctor's mitt, strike 1. Two nothing Memphis, third inning. Into the wind, Duggar. Here's the pitch. Just under the knees on the inside corner. Do love, I'm digging the stirrup game from Robert Duggar. And this is common to him. In his other home starts, he's worn those stirrups that we all wore in Peanut and Little League as kids. That one wraps around the outside corner. And looking around the outfield and the infield for the Bulls, this is Duggar's game. Nobody else wearing the same kind of styled stirrups as him. Fastball knocked out of play by Duggar. 2-2 on Lars Newbar. Well, Newbar last year made his big league debut in late June with St. Louis. 35 games here with Memphis. And the other 58 or so with the Cardinals. Pitch downstairs, remains on the 40, optioned down by St. Louis after the weekend ended. Hit over 300 here with Memphis. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and it is up and away, and Newbar walks with 1 out in the third inning. Duggar's first of the game, and now Nolan Gorman will come up. Well, Gorman really, since he was drafted by the Cardinals, he was the 2018 draft, 19th overall. I mean, this is a guy viewed as a real prize in the St. Louis organization. Big bat, great athlete, and began to make the transition from playing third base to playing second. Started that transition last year. It continues here in 2022. Takes a breaking ball for ball 1. I mean, he is a an elite bat. 1 ball, no strikes. And Duggar's pitch is on the outside corner with a curve. And Gorman, he won't turn 22 years old until mid-May. And we saw him here in Memphis for about the last 2/3 of the season last year as a 20-year-old. He tips that one away foul. Now, the reason he was making the transition from playing third base now to second has everything to do with Nolan Arenado, who was acquired by the Cardinals, and he's now their fixture at third base for the future. Pitch on the way to Gorman, pulled almost into the Bulls dugout, into the lower regions of that screen at the end of the dugout. Arenado on an 8-year contract that runs through 2026. He's making $35 million a year this year for the Cardinals. He'll make $27 million in 2026, the final year of that deal. So he's going nowhere. So trying to find the right spot for Gorman when he is big league ready, and he's close. Soft little liner, pull down the right side, lands inside the line fair. To third goes Nootbaar. He's going to be waved by Ben Johnson. And there's going to be a late relay throw coming, and it bounces in late, heading for third. Gorman, throw gets down there, and he's tagged out by Aranda. That will be a double for Gorman and a run batted in as Nootbaar was sent by Ben Johnson, the manager of the Redbirds at third base. There was a little bit of a hitch by Paredes as he took that throw from the corner from Cardenas. Either Paredes didn't know that Nootbaar was attempting to score, or there wasn't enough communication going his way because there was a fairly pronounced delay between when Paredes had the ball in his glove and when he turned around and made that throw home. I don't know that it would have made a difference, but it wasn't an immediate pivot and throw. Strike taken by Yepez. 3-0 Memphis leads. The throw did come home. It was a bit late, but credit to Proctor with the play in front of him as he saw Gorman try to take third. Made an on-target throw. There's a swing and a roller foul by Yepez. So Gorman cut out at third base. 3-0 Memphis leads. 9-4-2-5 on the putout at third of Gorman. 2 strike counts on Yepez. And the pitch is looped into left field toward the line. That will fall for a hit. Masterboni cuts the ball off. And Yepez is 2 out of 2. Four hits in the last couple of innings against Duggar. By the way, that double by Gorman that drove in a run, his first run batted in this season that did not come on home runs. And as I mentioned, his first time up, 7 solo home runs, and then a home run with one man on Sunday. That was how he acquired all 9 of his RBIs until that one right there, that soft little hooking double inside the right field line to bring Nootbaar in. So here is Burleson, runner at first, 2 outs. And strike 1 from Duggar. And also, by the way, Gorman's first non-home run extra base hit of the year. Redbirds lead 3-0, third inning. 3 infielders on the right for the Bulls. Now fastball is bounced right into the second base hole. Paredes in the way, makes the play to throw out Burleson, and that will end the inning. But Memphis tacks on another run. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left after 2.5 on this morning Tuesday in Durham. It is Memphis 3, the Bulls nothing. Now downtown Durham, welcoming back the Bulls to begin this homestand today. First of 6 against Memphis. 3-0 Redbirds lead in the last of the third inning. Strike 1 taken by David Rodriguez to open the frame. Zack Thompson only 33 pitches through 2. Faced 1 over the minimum after a walk to Cardenas in the second. That has been it offensively for Durham. And the 0-1 pitch fouled this way off the underside of the roof and it flicks straight down. Hopefully not into the group of kids. Be a harsh and painful welcome. 2-strike counts on David Rodriguez. Playing in his third straight game for the Bulls. And he freezes on a curveball, and he strikes out against Thompson. Well, that's a fairly long line right now. The Bulls not doing anything with Zack Thompson's curveball the first time through the order. 5 strikeouts for Thompson, 4 on that hook. And now we'll see Tristan Gray, who was forced into action in the top of this inning when Nico Holzheiser was taken out of the game. Still hoping to get some type of resolution on Nico on how he's doing. So here's Gray left on left. He swings and misses the first pitch he sees. Tristan hitting 190 with a team-high 4 home runs. Hit a pair in the series against the Norfolk Tides. And the 0-1. Fights off a fastball, lobs it wide of third. Looking down, looking up near the tarp is Robertson. Knees against it. Oh, and he misplayed it. Actually almost landed on the third base umpire, who was right alongside him on the tarp. Maybe Robertson should have tossed the umpire his glove and said, hey, you catch it. Slight misread, but again, it's 11:55 in the morning. You're allowed. We've all made bad reads on a green before. That landed foul anyway. Strike 2 on Tristan Gray. Here's the pitch outside. Not much of a breeze. Robertson talking across the infield with Mendoza saying, hey, what happened on that? Should have caught it. Here's the 1-2. And that is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, they're still talking. He's pointing. Robertson's pointing up the sky. Maybe he lost in the sun. He's hearing it from the bullpen, too. Meanwhile, Thompson just workmanlike. Back to the job at hand. 2-2 on Tristan Gray, and the left-hander's pitch. Curveball strikes him out swinging. So 9 batters faced the first time through the order for Thompson. He's retired 8 of them. 6 on strikeouts, 5 strikeouts on that curveball. And good focus by Thompson. No harm, no foul on the missed foul pop-up by Robertson. No play either. They didn't charge an error. It was more mental embarrassment than anything else. 2 outs, none on. Ball 1 upstairs on Masterboni. And he still is looking around talking with Mendoza 80 feet away. He wants to plead his case. He'll have an opportunity when Robertson heads back in the dugout here in a second, because there are going to be a lot of other guys saying, what the heck happened on that? Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. I mean, the third base umpire was 8 feet away from Robertson. They both were kind of leaning against the tarp area. And the ball almost landed on the umpire. 8 feet away from where, Robertson was. Here's the pitch. Curveball for a strike. Well, that is a lethal pitch right now from Zack Thompson. Two outs, none on. Third inning. Memphis leads 3-0. And the 1-1 is inside with a curve. 2-1. Now the utter irony, and I speak as a Chicago native and long-time Chicago Cubs fan before I got into pro baseball years ago. Here's the 2-2, a swing and a bouncing ball up the middle behind the bag. Mendoza fields the throw to first. Will retire Masterboni, and in the inning, Zack Thompson grew up a Cubs fan, and he's knocking on the door of trying to beat the Cubs for their arch rival, St. Louis Cardinals. We're done with 3. Memphis leads the Bulls 3-0. Fourth inning from Durham. Memphis with a 3-0 lead on the Bulls. 6, 7, and 8 coming up on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Bright sunshine, 80 degrees. First pitch strike on Ivan Herrera. Doubled and scored a run, and a 2-run second for Memphis. Redbirds tacked on another run in the third. Here's Duggar's 0-1. Slider down, check swing. The appeal, yes. 0-2 on Herrera. Herrera's been with the Cardinals his entire career. Signed when he was 16 years of age out of Panama. The 0-2, a swing and a miss. Had him reaching for the off-speed pitch, low and away. So Duggar strikes out Herrera on 3 pitches. One out now for Connor Capel. Well, the Rays continue their homestand later tonight. Matt Whistler will open. Josh Fleming, former Bull, will be the bulk guy behind him. Swinging a fly ball by Capel to left. Mastrobuoni angles back near the track. He pulls back off the wall. It hits it and bounces back over his head. Mastrobuoni will collect with his bare hand, and Capel doubles off of the monster and left. Yeah, nothing Mastrobuoni can do. That's a double all the way. He thought he might have a play if that ball didn't skim the wall on the way down. Got a little bit trapped up against the blue monster, but again, that's a two-base hit any way you slice it for Capel. Fifth hit against Duggar, and the first double of the season for Capel. And now DeLuzio, 27-year-old center fielder for Memphis. First pitch a little bit low from Duggar. Now DeLuzio, pretty interesting story. Small lead at second by Capel. Shuffles off, and Duggar's pitch is a low liner hit past the third base umpire foul. Heads are ducking to the Memphis bullpen. 1-1. But DeLuzio was actually a third-round draft choice out of high school. But declined to sign, turned down about a $700,000 bonus because he wanted to go play college ball at Florida State, which he did. There's the 1-1. Ground ball foul. But football was kind of his big passion growing up. His dad was an inside linebacker at Colorado. DeLuzio grew up in Orlando, but that was his main sport. But he wanted to go play at Florida State, did so under the legendary coach Mike Martin. But then when his college career ended, he was undrafted and then signed as an undrafted free agent with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was with Arizona from 2016 through last year. He spent last year in Reno, and now he's in his first season with the St. Louis Cardinals at the age of 27. Ball and two strikes. Here's the pitch. They're swinging a high fly, center field, hit pretty well. Bolt goes back. The wind is pushing it. Bolt to the track. It's at the wall, and it is gone. DeLuzio hits his third home run of the season for Memphis, just clearing the top of the left center field corner of the monster. And it's 5-0 Memphis in the fourth. That ball had just enough carry to get over the edge of the monster in left center field. So the Redbirds continue to tack on against Duggar. Capel doubles with one out, and DeLuzio homers him in. And now Evan Mendoza looks at strike one. 5-0 Memphis in the fourth inning. Oh, 1 on Mendoza. Foul tip, strike two. Comes out a two-strike pitch to DeLuzio, and he got extended. And those are the pitches for Brian Reith, the Bulls pitching coach, and for Duggar himself. You want back. You know, when you're 0-2 or 1-2 up in a count, can't make him that juicy. Double clutch swing, little flare down the right side. That's a base hit for Mendoza. That's the third time in this game we've seen Memphis kind of fooled on a Duggar pitch, sawed off, and just kind of flips one the other way for a hit. I mean, even on the fairly good pitches we're seeing from Duggar, Memphis is able to fight them off and still drop them in for hits. 7 now against Duggar over 3 1/3 innings. And there's another hit with two strikes. I'm looking at my scorecard here. 6 of the 7 Memphis hits today have come with two strikes in a count with Duggar. Strike taken by Robertson. The only one that didn't was the double by Capel earlier in this inning. It was a first pitch. But 6 of the 7 with two strikes on the batter. Memphis on top 5-0. Mendoza at first. Haley holds him on. And bullpen action begins for Durham. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper foul. And it is 0-2. Right-hander getting loose in the bullpen for Durham. Looks like Adrian DeHorta. Duggar set on 0-2. And a throw on the runner. Mendoza dives in, holds the bag with his right hand. First base umpire Alex Tosi holds up one finger for Duggar, saying that's your first pickoff toss. Again, there are limitations now enforced. Pace of play clock enforced a week ago Friday. Breaking ball bounces in. Of course, that didn't stop the Bulls. The Bulls pride themselves on being the best at everything. And Sunday's game in Norfolk, in case you weren't listening or watching, the 9-inning game the Bulls played against the Tides went 3 hours and 46 minutes. It was the longest 9-inning game at any level of minor league baseball after the enforcement of all these new rules on pace of play. Big swing, pop up left side of the infield. Aranda gives way now to Tristan Gray, who makes the catch inside the third base line. Robertson pops out, and there are 2 outs in the 4th inning. Yeah, the previous long game was 3 hours and 38 minutes. That had happened twice. But again, in that Sunday game, there were no delays. There weren't any injuries. Well, there were 2 incidents that slowed up the game by maybe a total of, I'll say, 4 minutes. Throw on the runner at first base. And one is the finger held up again by Alex Tosi with Nootbaar in the batter's box. One of the slight delays was probably a 2.5 minute delay when the third base umpire, there's a pitch a little bit outside for ball 1. Five nothing lead for Memphis, 4th inning. Mendoza at first with 2 outs. A little more breeze on this Tuesday. Here's the pitch. Holding back, pitch in for a strike on Nootbaar. Well, in Sunday's game, probably the longest delay, and again, it might have been a couple of minutes, involved the welcome back to professional baseball for Tyler Zombro. There's a first-class operation by Norfolk as Nootbaar sails one in the air toward first. Foul grounds. Haley with a play does make the catch, and Nootbaar fouls out, and the inning is over. We'll follow up on the story on Tyler Zombro when we come back. 2 runs in the top of the 4th for Memphis, and through 3.5 innings, Redbirds with an early 5-0 lead. Second time through the order for the Bulls. They're looking for their first hits against starting pitcher Zack Thompson. 5-0 Memphis. And the left-hander fires the first pitch down into the ground for ball 1. Paredes, Aranda, Proctor for the Bulls. Action continues in the Durham pen. Duggar is probably done after 4 innings and 78 pitches. Here's the 1-0. Outside off the plate, ball 2. Paredes grounded out his first time up. And the 2-0 from Thompson covers the outside corner, strike 1. And it is DeHorta warming up in the bullpen for Durham. And the Bulls DH, David Rodriguez, who's in the lineup today, is warming DeHorta up. Full catcher's gear on. It's a full day. 3 balls and 1 strike on Paredes. Thompson set high. Here's the 3-1. And a fastball popped up, foul. Mask is off of Herrera, tracking over toward the dugout, and this one's 3 rows in. But I do like how Kramer Robertson, the third baseman, came over to help out as well. He's trying to atone on any foul pop-up now. He might dive into the stands if he could. Full count on Paredes. Thompson ready, and the payoff. And it's line into left field, over his Burleson, slides, and he's got it. Darting left, got the glove underneath the ball, slid on his hip, but held on. And denies the Bulls their first hits on the first hard hit ball the Bulls have had against Thompson all game. Well, it wasn't the cleanest break either by Burleson. He was a little bit delayed, kind of pushing off, but still got to it. 1 out, 4th inning. Strike one on Aranda. 5-0 Memphis in the 4th inning. So left on left with Aranda. And a pitch from Thompson. There's the curveball. Hits it on the ground to the right side. Into the shift. Gorman in the outfield grass has it. And throws out Jonathan Aranda. 2 away. Memphis leading 5-0. And here is Ford Proctor. As I was talking about in the top of the 4th inning before the final out was made, Tyler Zombro made his long-awaited and miraculous return to a professional baseball mound on Sunday in the 2nd inning against the Tides. And the Tides, to their credit, swinging a bouncing ball to the right side, that will go foul. They put up a full screen on their brand new video board in right center field. Welcome back Tyler with his picture, and a picture with a big smile on his face. Both dugouts emptied. Again, this was in the 2nd inning. Both dugouts came out, applauded Zombro's return. The fans at Harbor Park stood and gave him a standing ovation in his return. And Zombro, who was hit by a line drive, fractured skull right here at the DBAP June 3rd of last summer. Swinging a little pop fly, shallow center. Moving back is Mendoza, and the shortstop makes the catch. Proctor retired, and another 1-2-3 inning by Zack Thompson. 5-0 Memphis as we head to the 5th in the series opener. 5th inning from Durham. 5-0 lead for the Memphis Redbirds. And 3, 4, and 5 batters are on the way from Memphis, and they will face Adrian DeHorta for the first time today, a new pitcher for the Bulls. As Robert Duggar done after 78 pitches in 4 innings. So DeHorta on for the 6th time. And now working primarily out of the bullpen for Durham. DeHorta 0-2 with an 8-10. He did open one game against Jacksonville, the home opener here in Durham a couple of weeks ago. 6 hits over 6 2/3 innings. He's fanned 6 and walked 6. And DeHorta opens up Nolan Gorman with a pitch downstairs for ball 1. There's a 1-0 wide, and the pitch from DeHorta. Fastball a little high on the outside corner, 96. Well, back in that long Sunday game the Bulls had against the Tides, the Bulls went through 7 pitchers. Miller Hogan started, but lasted only 1. Swinging a foul tip. As a matter of fact, as that game ended, both teams were basically on fumes in their bullpen. The Bulls were out of pitchers, as were the Tides when that 9th inning ended. Pitch up and away. 3 balls and a strike on Gorman. Gorman has doubled in a run and struck out. Here's the 3-1, and it's a wayward fastball. Gorman draws a walk to begin the 5th inning. So that off day came at the perfect time for the Bulls pitching staff. A chance to have everybody recover and rest yesterday. And Duggar gives the Bulls 4 today as Yepez presents himself in the right-handed batter's box. He's 2 out of 2, a double to left, a single to left. Just an impressive offensive player. Gorman at first base, decent lead, not going. And the pitch on Yepez on the outside corner. I thought home plate umpire looked like he was ready to call that a strike and then declined. DeHorta off the third base side of the rubber. Runner goes. The pitch is high. The throw to second base is also high. And a steal is second by Gorman. That's his first of the season. Got a good jump. And Ford Proctor, the converted infielder, Again, he was a college shortstop, then moved to third base here professionally, and then brought back behind the plate beginning last year at Double-A. He's not getting a lot of help trying to cut down base runners this year. Proctor is 0 for 16 now. But there are some Bulls pitchers who are very slow to home plate. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that's at the bottom of the knees. That's something that Brady Williams chatted with us pregame about on Saturday. He said we just have to do a lot better job in all aspects of controlling the running game. You know, they know how to do it. It's not that we can come out here for any early work and take care of it. They just need to be quicker to home plate, referring to the pitchers, and give the catchers a shot. That pitch is high. And we've seen some Bulls pitchers out of the stretch as high as 1-6 to home plate. 1-2 is the level where you're probably running. And 1-6 is molasses-like slow. 2-2. High leg kick to Horta. Pitch is low. Ball 3. Fifth inning of a 5-0 Memphis lead. A walk begins the frame, and now a full count against Yepez. Burleson on deck, and now Yepez holds back the right hand, asks for time, and is granted. Signed down by Proctor. DeHorta brings the baseball into his glove, checks Gorman at second, and the 3-2 is fouled away. That was going to be ball 4. Fastball up in the zone. Yepez took a hack to protect. Caught up for a few minutes earlier today with Ben Johnson, Memphis manager, former Durham Bulls coach of a couple of years ago. His team off to a 9-9 start. They have split each of their first 3 series. DeHorta glances back at second base and spikes a fastball on 3-2 and walks the second in a row. Good save by Proctor. That pitch landed 3 or 4 feet in front of home plate. So a tough beginning for DeHorta here in the 5th. And now Alec Burleson. Memphis opened up at home against Gwinnett, split 6. Went on the road to Charlotte. They won an 18-14 game in extra innings, split that series 3 apiece, and then went back home and split 6 with Omaha. And now on the road, Burleson looks at ball 1. Brian Reith continues to work on his clipboard, charting DeHorta. He might be a pitch or 2 away from coming out to the mound. Burleson, nothing of 2. And swings away, sends a high fly, arcing down the left field line, slicing though out of play. 1-1. Burleson did make that terrific sliding catch, taking away a hit from Paredes in the bottom of the 4th. That has been the closest Durham has been to collecting a hit so far today. One from DeHorta. He's outside, ball 2. Now DeHorta was with the Bulls last year for the first couple of months. Scuffled at this level as a starter, then he was moved back to Double-A Montgomery. But breaks with the Bulls again here in 2022, now operating out of the pen. Swing a little tapper up the right side, grass foul. 2-2 on Burleson. He had a 777 with the Bulls last year. Over 8 games, 5 were starts. This is his first year in the Rays system, had been with the Angels prior to that. Originally drafted by the Padres out of high school 9 years ago. He's walked the first 2 of the 5th, time called, and now a point to the mound by the home plate umpire. This might be a violation on DeHorta. He steps out in front of home plate. Yes, that's a pitch clock violation on DeHorta. Signaled here to the press box, so now instead of 2-2, it's full on Burleson. With nobody out. And now the 3-2 is sprayed foul the other way. And right now, boy, when you're struggling to throw strikes as DeHorta is to begin this outing. The last thing you need is automatic ball to move a 2-2 count to a full count after 2 straight walks. This will test DeHorta's mental mettle. Lifts the leg, pitches home, and another foul out of play. Burleson defending the outside corner. And that might have been ball 4 as well. That's too close to take. Gorman at second, Yepez at first. And now stepping off is DeHorta. Home plate umpire signals the recycle of the clock. Big spot. 3-2 again. Swinging a hard ground ball to second. Could be 2. Paredes gets it to Gray for 1, and the relay will double up Burleson. Gorman to third. That is a clutch pitch made by DeHorta. Hard grounder right at Paredes. Snaps off the sidearm throw to begin a 4-6-3. And maybe that will settle DeHorta in. Because this inning, if he missed on a pitch against Burleson, this inning could have gone sideways in a hurry. Instead, he's now 1 pitch away from getting back into the dugout. 5-0 Memphis, 5th inning. And now the catcher, Herrera. Doubled and scored his first time up, but he lunges toward the first pitch, holds back as it runs inside off the corner. Outfield a tad the other way. Here's the pitch. And that is inside and nearly through the mid to Proctor, ball 2. Herrera back in the box. Fixes his red helmet. And DeHorta's 2-0. Big swing and a foul. Curious to see if there's a club in the bag of Herrera that's a short 2-strike approach on any kind of swing. Wind really picking up now, blowing straight out toward right center. Here's the pitch, and that's inside. So 2 of the biggest swings of the season when Herrera came up in the 2nd inning. Fouled one back and then doubled. And had a big rip at that 2-0 pitch from DeHorta. It is now 3-1 on Herrera. Here it comes, and it's high and in, and there's a 3rd walk of the inning from DeHorta. And Brian Reith is going to come off of the railing, hand his clipboard to somebody. I think he's going to pay a visit here to DeHorta. He's going to a 3-ball count on each of the 4 batters. Bullpen is about to get loose for the Bulls as I see Seth Blair jog from the dugout down to the bullpen mound. And Rodriguez, without the catching gear, only a mask and mitts, heads down to warm him up. And Brian Reith to the hill for the Bulls. Memphis leading 5-0, top of the 5th. Well, we're back under the lights tomorrow, all the way through Saturday. Easton McGee will start for the Bulls against lefty Connor Thompson. Tommy Romero slated in Thursday, Miller Hogan on Friday. No word yet on if Ryan Yarbrough makes another rehab start. We saw Yarbrough really struggle. Less than an inning against Norfolk over the weekend. We saw him start on Saturday. He was expected to go 3 innings. He went 6 batters, walked 4 of them, gave up a hit, retired 1 on a foul pop-up, and that was it for Yarbrough. 27 pitches in 1/3 of an inning on Saturday. But he clearly is not yet big league ready for the Rays, and it would be surprising not to see him slotted in for the Bulls again later on in this series. There's ball 1 as DeHorta goes back to work against Connor Capel. 26 pitches, 16 balls, 10 strikes in this inning for DeHorta. And that double play has now been huge for him. Here's the 1-0. Foul off. Yarbrough still battling back from that minor left groin injury, which prevented him from making his season opening appearance with Tampa Bay. Runners first and third, 2 outs in the 5th. DeHorta's pitch is a strike taken. think if the plan for Brady Williams was to have DeHorta out here for a couple of innings behind Duggar, plans have now changed as he closes in on 30 pitches in this inning. Here's the 1-2, and that is low, ball 2. So Blair finishing up in the Durham pen. And more baseballs delivered to Tom West, the home plate umpire. 2-2 on Capel. Couple of runners on for Memphis in the 5th inning. And DeHorta trying to wiggle his way out of this one. Here's the pitch. A swing and a high fly ball, shallow left to the line, over Masterboni. Wind knocking it back to his left, and he makes the catch. Inning is over, and the struggles in this 5th inning are complete for DeHorta. No runs for Memphis despite 3 walks issued by DeHorta. Well, ahead of the bottom of the 5th inning, Memphis leads Durham 5-0. You can emerge stronger, healthier, and better, and you can reserve your urgent care spot online right now at emergeortho.com. Last of the 5th, Memphis 5, Durham 0. Bulls do not yet have a hit. Cardenas begins the 5th inning, takes a strike, and now a pitch at his knees, but inside for ball 1. Zack Thompson has been very good for Memphis so far. 6 strikeouts over 4 hitless innings, missing high with a fastball. We've seen the fastball top at 96 in the stadium gun. The curveball, though, that has been his carving tool of choice today. Cardenas, the only base run the Bulls have had. He walked in the 2nd inning and swings through that fastball 2-2. 8 straight retired by Thompson since the 2nd inning walk to Cardenas. And the left-hander on 2-2 brings it home, and a bouncing ball foul into the screen over the top of the Memphis dugout. Seth Blair still throwing for Durham in the pen. He'll get the 5th. That was a 29-pitch, 16-ball 5th inning by DeHorta, but he got through it without allowing a run. He induced a double play off of Burleson's bat and got Capel to fly to left. One more foul by Cardenas. Cardenas back-to-back 2-hit games. Trying to get something going for the Bulls against Thompson. Here's the 2-2 from the left-hander. He fouls off the pitch and stays alive. Longest at bat we've seen by Bull against Thompson so far today. Another 2-2, and that's off the plate. Full on Cardenas to open the 5th. Thompson comes set, shoulder high, and lifts the leg, brings it home, and strikes out Cardenas with a fastball. So one of the longest counts of the afternoon against Thompson goes back to the fastball and punishes one past Cardenas. It's 7 for Thompson. Over Thompson's first 3 starts this year, he's gone from 66 to 74 to 82 pitches. He's now sitting at a very comfortable 68. 1 out into the 5th inning now. Bolt fouls away the first pitch he sees. But Thompson has yet to pitch beyond the 5th inning of any of his starts this season. We'll see if Ben Johnson looks to get him into the 6th here today. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball right side. That'll get through. Base hit. Cleanly hit by Bolt into right field. And the first Durham hit of the game. Well, the Bulls have had their offensive struggles when they have run into really good pitching in this league this year. They have been dominated by many of them. Max Meyer, Grayson Rodriguez, first 2 that come to mind. We saw Meyer pitch for Jacksonville. He was dominant. Rodriguez was awesome against the Bulls last week. Curveball down against Haley, ball 1. Because in 3 of the Bulls' 11 losses, they've had 3 hits or less. Twice the Bulls have been shut out on 2 hits. And those games were the games started by Jacksonville's Meyer and Norfolk's Rodriguez. And fighting it off again here today against a very tough left-hander in Zack Thompson. Haley fouls away a fastball, 1-1. The Bulls later in this series on Friday will see a former Rays first-rounder pitch against him, Matthew Liberatore. Here's the 1-1. That's a little bit in. Ball 2. Liberatore picked up the win on. Well, started at least on Sunday. He's the current pitcher of the week in the International League. Here's the 2-1. And that's inside for ball 3. Liberatore here on the win, going 7 innings on Saturday against Omaha. So he is scheduled to start against the Bulls on Friday nights. And he is regarded as one of the top left-handers in the minors. Here's the pitch to Haley. Cuts and a miss. Ball pops free from Herrera's mitts. The Bulls with their first hit of the game, a 1-out single to right by Ryan Bolts. And it is a full count now on Haley. Trying to do a little bit of damage, put some pressure on Thompson. And a snap throw to first. Bolt dives in, beats the tag of Yepez. Memphis 5, Durham nothing in the 5th. Liberatore brings it home to Haley and strikes him out looking inside Black. Haley took about a quarter faux step toward first, maybe hoping that was going to be seen as ball 4, but in the back of his mind he was expecting to hear strike 3 bellowed out, which it was by Tom West. So now a couple of strikeouts in this 5th inning on the fastball from Thompson. It gives him 8. Here comes David Rodriguez. And Rodriguez looks at a pitch down for ball 1. Been a busy day to be a DH for Rodriguez. He's in the game. He's warmed up to Horta. He's warmed up Blair. And now he's batting for the 2nd time in the game. Here's the pitch. Swings away. Sends a high pop-up right field. Shallow. Gorman gives way to Capel coming in from right. And he'll make the catch to retire the side. First hit of the game for the Bulls, a 1-out single by Bolt, but that is it. And after 5 innings of the series opener, Durham trails Memphis 5-0. Well, since it is Education Day here at the DBAP, we'll remind you that the Couch Oil Cares College Scholarship is back again in 2022. Great thanks and appreciation to Steve Couch, Janice Couch Thompson, and the entire Couch Oil team. Serving the Durham region since 1949, 6 $1,000 scholarships will be awarded to high school seniors all across central North Carolina. 16-county region. And if you're part of that 16-county region, heck, if you're listening to me on the radio here in the Triangle, you're eligible if you have a high school senior in your household. So please have them sign up because the application deadline is barely over a month away. That is May the 27th. And then the celebration ceremony at the ballpark to salute the winners will be here on July the 29th. And you can find the application online, couchoilcares.org, couchoilcompany.com, the Couch Oil Facebook page, and the DurhamBulls.com website as well. Seth Blair is in for the 6th inning and delivers a sidearm strike on Ben DeLuzio. Horta went the 5th inning through 29 pitches. He issued 3 walks, but no runs. Getting Capel to fly to left with a couple of men on after getting a double play. Fly ball again hit well to left center field by DeLuzio. And this one might go again, and it does. A 2-home run game for Ben DeLuzio. Into almost the carbon copy spot of his home run 2 innings ago. That is number 4 for DeLuzio, and it's 6-0 Memphis. So DeLuzio quietly greeted as he heads down the dugout steps for the Memphis Redbirds. Numbers 3 and 4 today for DeLuzio. And now Blair's next pitch misses for a ball on Mendoza. The home run DeLuzio hit in the 4th inning against Duggar landed almost right on top of that vertical line at the end of the left center field part of the Blue Monster. This one landed, I'm guessing, probably 9 or 10 feet just left of that same spot. The power and accuracy wackily consistent by DeLuzio today. Fly ball the other way toward the bullpen. Cardenas runs over, and that is a fair ball that he catches as he slows himself down to a stop in the bullpen. So Mendoza flies out to short right field. It is now 6-0 Memphis in the 6th inning. So Seth Blair, the new pitcher for Durham, threw a couple of innings on Saturday. Blair on for the 7th time. 0-1 with an 8.64. That home run he gave up is his 4th now over 8 2/3 innings. And the sidearm righty finds the outside corner. Strike one on Robertson. Blair on 0-1. Ran it in on that, hits Robertson on the hand. Bat dropped immediately. Robertson walks down the third base line, tries to yank the batting glove off of his left hand. And we'll see if the athletic trainer from Memphis will take a look. I'd be surprised if they don't. Dan Martin on the top step. Ben Johnson walks down the line. Robertson evidently tells Ben, I'm fine. Glancing blow. So Robertson, unassisted, will head down the first base line. Memphis leads 6-0. Here is Nootbaar. Brandon Allen, first base coach. He has some Bulls ties as well. Double checking on Robertson. And now the game will resume. Robertson establishes a lead from Haley. Nootbaar 0-2 in his first game down with Memphis. And he takes a fastball from Blair at the knees. Robertson does have 4 steals. The lead, though, is 6. And now Blair drills Nootbaar. Got him in the back. So a home run, a flyout, and then back-to-back Redbirds hit by Blair. Got Robertson on the hand, Nootbaar in the back. And we'll see if Brian Reith elects to pay a visit here to Blair. He still is working on his charting and clipboard. And he will stay in place. And now a couple of runners on ahead of Nolan Gorman. So Blair rises up. And the right-hander brings it home and sinks one down and in against Gorman. Gorman grew up in Phoenix. Ball 2 outside from Blair. Well, it's not been an ideal day for Bulls pitching. Not since that first inning ended. There's the 2-0. That's outside from Blair. Duggar had to battle through the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. DeHorta through the 5th. And now Blair experiencing some turbulence in the 6th. There's the 3-0. And that is strike one. Full take by Gorman. Yepez next for Memphis. Here's the 3-1. A high fly, Mastrobone's way, moving back to the track, feeling for the wall, jumps up, and he makes the catch. Mastrobone fires toward third. Started this game playing shortstop, couple of innings in because of a hamstring issue for Nico Holsizer. He's in to play left field, and that's about as well as you can play a ball hit like that. The wind made it tricky as well, but Mastrobuoni, when that ball left the bat of Nolan Gorman, immediately put that off arm out because he knew eventually he was going to get close to the wall. But then he drifted back about 15 or 20 feet, still not quite up against the wall, and jumped up to make the catch. Well conceived by Mastrobuoni. 2 outs now. Here is Yepez. 6-0 Memphis. Pitch from Blair, way wide with a slider. Perfect day so far for Yepez. Walk, single, double. Well, this is a deep, dangerous lineup. Yepez takes one to the bottom of the zone for a strike. Memphis as a team, though, coming in, averaging only 242, which ranks them basically right in the center of the International League. But in terms of power numbers and in terms of runs, at or near the top. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, snatches the outside corner for a strike. And they do it. I mean, the 31 home runs coming in for Memphis, tops in the International League. They've struck out the 3rd fewest number of times of any team in the league. Breaking ball down and away. So it's not like they're all or nothing home runs or strikeouts. It has not been the mantra for the Redbirds. Toledo entering into today had struck out a league high 189 times. Memphis 150. The Bulls are at 187. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball is in the air gently and foul down the left side. Still 2-2 on Yepez. And again, so far today, through almost 6 innings, Memphis has struck out offensively only 3 times. But they have 3 doubles and 2 home runs. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Yepez. Couple runners on. Blair now disengages. Pitch clock resets back to 19. Now it's ticking down. Robertson, the runner, at second. Nootbaar is at first. They both have been hit in this inning by Blair. Deluzio's home run has made it a 6-0 game. Here's the pitch. And Blair misses low. Proctor tried to raise it and present it better. And Blair now goes full against Yepez. Wooly Bull getting a workout today. Engaging with about 4,000 school kids. Mainly from Durham and Wake County today. A few from Orange County and a few from even as far away as Southern Virginia today. Runners go. 3-2 is chopped off the plate foul. It's not the Bulls' biggest education day, but that's almost with some intent. Reaching out to all the schools in the area. There are still some schools a little bit wary about, as we come down the other backside of the pandemic, about it bringing kids out on a day like this. But runners go. 3-2 is low, and it's a walk to Yepez. He's on for the 4th time in a row. So that will load the bases in this 6th inning ahead of Burleson. We absolutely respect all the decisions made by all the school districts and individual schools. We hope that we can invite and have all the others here next year, and we're grateful for the schools that have decided to come out and join us here today. Now Alec Burleson with the bases loaded. 6-0 Memphis. And Blair's first pitch is down, ball 1. And Blair again steps off. Blair ready now from the stretch, the 1-0. Swing by Burleson and drives this ball down the left field line. That'll tail out of play. Ball to strike. One from Blair on the outside corner. Robertson, Newtbar, Yepez, the base runners for Memphis. Quietly pulling away from Durham. Here's the 1-2. Grounded the other way at third. Fielded by Arana. Can't make a tag. Instead, the throw goes across. And the Bulls retire Burleson at first base. So Blair minimizes the damage. Only the leadoff home run by DeLuzio. But the Redbirds strand 3. Heading to the Bulls half of the 6th. Memphis leads Durham 6-0. Here's the 1-2. Kerr bounces in, blocked down by the 21-year-old catcher Herrera. Good form, even with the bases empty. Showing good technique. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gray. Thompson out of the stretch the entire game today. Bases empty or somebody on as Gray fouls away a curveball. Still 2-2. Nico Holsizer, the initial reports on him is a hamstring issue. No idea of the gravity, severity of it. But presuming that he tweaked the hamstring when he was trying to chase down that Yepez double in the top of that second inning. Holsizer left after 2 innings and did not bat. Here's the 2-2 to Gray. Cut and a miss, and down goes Tristan Gray. And that looked to be the slider from Thompson. If so, one of the first times we've seen that today. It's basically been a 2-pitch day for Thompson. Fastball, curveball, very few changes. And if that was the slider to Gray on that last pitch, that might have been one of the first couple he's thrown in the game. But not many, nor has he needed to. First pitch up and away with a fastball on Masterbone. Which makes this outing even more impressive for Thompson to go 2 laps through the lineup using primarily just 2 pitches against this Bulls offense. 1-0 is fouled off. That was a fastball to Masterbone. And now there is activity behind Thompson for the first time today for Memphis. A left-hander is throwing. Memphis has five lefties on this staff. There's a shot out to right center field. Lane out to DeLuzio. Oh, goodness. A better catch you may not see. It's his day. 2 home runs. And then sprints into right center field. Full-fledged robbery of Masterbone. Ben DeLuzio laying out as if he's trying to make a touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone to win the Super Bowl. Headlong into the track. makes the catch, and Cap's being tipped from this Memphis infield. That ball punished into right center by Mastrobuoni. 2 outs, and now a routine ground ball out to short. Mendoza will field and throw out Paredes. 6th inning is done. A 1-2-3 frame with a big bit of help by Ben DeLuzio. To the 7th we head. Memphis 6, Durham nothing. Joel Peguero checks in, 4th pitcher of the afternoon for the Bulls. Memphis leading Durham by a 6-0 score. So the 7th inning belongs to this 24-year-old from the Dominican. And Herrera leads things off and takes a fastball for ball 1. You see a pretty live arm from Peguero. He's up to 97 with the fastball. Shown better command of his stuff his last couple of games. And there's a strike on a 96 against Herrera. Eighth appearance for Peguero. 8 strikeouts, but 8 walks over his 7 innings of work. And the 1-1 off speed, a swing and a miss. Dipped it right below the barrel of Herrera. Six, 8-0 for Memphis. 0-1-1 for the Bulls. And Peguero's pitch is low. Looks like the Bulls have seen the end of Zack Thompson today. 85 pitches through 6. I'm still in awe of that catch we just saw DeLuzio turn in. While Mastrobuoni's driving right center. Pitch from Peguero, line out into right center field. Bolt goes across, stays on his feet, makes the catch of the shoulders. Herrera hard hit line out to right center. Didn't have really enough opportunity to appreciate the DeLuzio catch because the next pitch was hit on the ground to short to end the inning. A total layout grab by DeLuzio, who is now on deck for the Redbirds. Capel stands in and takes strike 1. One strike counts on Capel, doubled and scored in the 4th inning. That pitch gets away. If you're wondering on the TV side why we haven't seen a replay of that catch or really any other replays today, the answer is quite simple. The production crew that puts these games on post 50 is generally the average age of these people working on these games to do all the direction and the producing and the replays and the graphics. The average age is about 15 and a half. And since this is a Tuesday in April, they are all in school. That's why they're not here. So it's a skeletal staff here today. So not every function on the TV broadcast today is available. It will return to, as Darth Vader would say, fully operational with the Death Star tomorrow because we have a night game. Here's the 2-1, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So as a result, I'm not getting all my steps in. I'm usually back and forth to the production room 5 or 6 times a game to say, hey, can we see this? Or can you cue that up? Or can you show that replay again? No need today because nobody's going to be listening to it. Get in line. Here's the 2-2. Flipped out of play left side by Capel. So yes, sadly, of all plays that deserve a replay, that would be the one. But I'm sure you'll be able to see it on Memphis Redbirds social media. It might be up there even now. 2-2 from Peguero is hacked out to right field with the carry. Cardenas to the track, and this one is into the 5th row. Connor Capel with a compact swing, but he blasts one out to right field. And Memphis goes up 7-0 on the Bulls. Number 3 this season for Capel. Number 3 this afternoon for Memphis. And now here is DeLuzio, batting for the 4th time today. Reached on an error in the 2nd inning, and then he has hiked a couple of home runs his last 2 ABs and stares at 98 at the knees. Firmest pitch we've seen from Peguero this year. Redbirds lead 7-0. 0-1 is low. Now, earlier in the game, I talked about the closing speed of DeLuzio. That has always been his number one asset, no matter what sport he's played. Baseball, football, you name it. It's been his ability to run at elite levels. I'll give you an example. DeLuzio takes low. The speed with which he used to grab that ball and make that diving catch on Mastrobuoni, that's the example. But you even go back to his Florida State days. I read a story from Mike Martin, the longtime baseball head coach at Florida State when DeLuzio played. As he pops one up toward the Bulls dugout, no play for either Haley or Proctor. They both ran up against the railing, and it's now 2-2 on DeLuzio. But when DeLuzio was playing at Florida State, there's a record on the books for Seminole baseball. It's not a baseball record, but it's a speed record that was set by Deion Sanders of going from first base to home plate in 9.9 seconds. Here's the 2-2. Grounded up the middle off the mound. Backhanded by Paredes. Long throw is going to get DeLuzio. 2 away in the 7th inning. Nice play by Paredes. And DeLuzio retired. So Deion Sanders, prime time, right? Major League Baseball, NFL. One of the most elite athletes that we've seen in our generation. He had the Florida State record of essentially their 90-yard dash from first base to home plate in 9.9 on the baseball diamond. When DeLuzio was at Florida State, he broke it. And there's a ground ball through the left side that'll sneak through. Base hit from Mendoza. So Mendoza hops one through the shortstop hole. He is on with 2 outs in the 7th inning. So just to wrap it up, DeLuzio's time was 9.84. Deion Sanders' time was 9.90. So here's Kramer Robertson. But of course on home runs, you don't need to run sprints a la Adam Rosales. And now on that first pitch, it was made by Peguero. I think a balk has been called by the home plate umpire. So down to second base goes Mendoza. There was no hesitation, no hold there by Peguero. So a balk has been called, and Mendoza down to second base. So that pitch did not count. And Robertson still with a 0-0 count. So down at second is Mendoza. And the pitch from Peguero is high. 7-0 Memphis, 7th inning. And the home plate umpire now signals up that the count is 1-0. He didn't do much to signal to the press box that the balk was called, but that's what it was. 1-ball count on Robertson. Here's the pitch. And it's into the dirt. And a couple of feet to the right to Proctor. And the runner holds. Bulls down 7. There's no action right now in the Memphis bullpen. Either that left-hander is in the dugout and ready to go, or Thompson could be sent back out by Ben Johnson. That pitch is high. 3-ball count on Robertson. Mendoza at second, 2 away. Here's the pitch. And there is strike 1 from Peguero. Well, the Bulls pitching has thrown a ton of pitches again here today. Peguero on 3-1 is swinging a liner to short. Leap and grab Tristan Gray. Off the trampoline at short. A rising backhand catch, ripping away a run-scoring single by Robertson. A run on 2 hits. A home run by Capel. Heading to the 7th inning stretch, Memphis leads the Bulls 7-0. Bulls baseball brought to you by our friends at the Angus Barn. Once again, proudly serving the entire Durham area as the exclusive caterer for American Tobacco Campus Bay 7 Catering Hall. and the official sponsor of the Bulls Hit Bowl Win Stake promotion. Well, Zack Thompson is not yet done for Memphis. He's back on the hill for the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch strike against Jonathan Aranda. A right-hander now getting ready behind Thompson. They had a lefty up in the bottom of the 6th. And this is high, 1-1. Thompson now to 87 pitches into this 7th inning. He's faced 2 over the minimum. A walk in the 2nd inning, a single by Bolt in the 5th. That has been all of the offense today, assimilated by the Bulls. 2-1 now on Aranda. Durham, meanwhile, gets a right-hander thrown in the pen. And here's the 2-1. That's a little bit down, ball 3. And it's Tyler Zombro throwing in the bullpen for Durham. (3-1) on the way, and it's a called strike to fill the count on Aranda. Proctor next, and then Cardenas for Durham. Thompson set on 3-2. Here it comes. And a bounce ball fisted up the middle, fielded near the bag by Robertson, the third baseman, and he guns out Aranda. So a 5-3 put out on Aranda, away from the ship, but the third baseman was the only infielder on that side, and Robertson had full coverage near the bag. So the first out of the 7th inning for Zack Thompson, and now we will see Ford Proctor. There's a look at Tyler Zombro on the TV side. Made his miraculous return to professional baseball Sunday. And now probably the last step in his mental recovery is to pitch on the same mound where he was hit last June and get that in the rearview mirror. Breaking ball for a strike on Proctor. 7-0 Memphis in the 7th inning. Proctor has popped out and struck out. Thompson is fan 9. Here's the pitch. Curveball lays to center. Charging in DeLuzio. Lays out again. Kind of a half layout this time and makes the catch. Well, is there anybody more prepared for a morning game in Durham than Ben DeLuzio today? A 2-home run day. A half layout catch on that sinking line drive. And then an absolute steal on Mastroboni's pounded drive to right center field last inning. And if you're Ben DeLuzio, you want to play every game at 11 in the morning. And if you're Zack Thompson, you might want to pitch every day at 11 in the morning. His afternoon is now done, and what a performance from Zack Thompson. Ben Johnson is out, puts his hand on his left shoulder, and congratulates Zack Thompson on a phenomenal start against the Bulls. So Memphis will go to the pen. Thompson is done, 6 2/3, nearly perfect innings. Only a walk and a meager single. Soil his day. Strikes out 9. And he will depart in line for his first win of the year. We'll step aside. Pitching change in Durham. Redbirds lead the Bulls 7-0. In about 6.5 years of Major League service time and new to the Cardinals organization. So McAllister checks into a 7-0 Memphis lead. 2 outs and nobody on. Broke into the bigs in 2011 with the Indians. And his last appearance in the major leagues came with Detroit in 2018. On for the 7th time. First pitch from McAllister. Strike taken by Ruben Cardenas. Fantastic outing today by Zack Thompson. So from one Zack to another, McAllister is in, hunches over, fires home, and clips the inner third against Cardenas. Strike 2. Six 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 walk. McAllister's pitch outside with a breaking ball. McAllister, veteran of 280 career big league games. all but 3 with the Indians. Pitch outside from the right-hander. Was in the rotation earlier in his career with Cleveland, then transitioned into a very versatile and durable right-handed reliever. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, popped him up, jammed, shallow center. Angling out goes Mendoza. This ball's going to land in front of DeLuzio. A couple of his teammates around it, and Cardenas bleeds one into center. Well, hung in the air for about 3 months, but lands in a perfect spot right in between Burleson, DeLuzio, and behind Mendoza. Second Bulls hit of the game. Now we will see Ryan Bolt. Bolt 1 of 2. Picked up the Bulls' only hit of the game prior to that blooper. A single by Bolt in the 5th. There's strike 1. McAllister appeared in the World Series in 2016 that ended the Cubs' more than a century drought. Pitched in 2 World Series games against the Cubs 6 years ago. Hard to believe that's been 6 years. Pitch off the plate inside on Bolt. Zombro finishing up in the bullpen. He will get the 8th for the Bulls. It will be his first home game back on the mound. Here's a high chopper off the plate, right side, charging, bare hand. Gorman whips the throw late. Base hit on the infield by Bolt. So McAllister has allowed back-to-back hits, but McAllister has actually made some really good pitches. Some bad luck as a result. Bloop single in between 3 defenders. And then a chopper right off of the plate by Bolt that went about 70 feet straight in the air towards second base. Gorman did well to make that close. And now Haley bats for the Bulls, down by 7. But one big hit by Haley could draw the Bulls back into it. First pitch, inside, ball 1. And there's still time here for the Bulls in this one. Two outs, though, 7th inning. Haley has grounded out and struck out, and he takes inside again. McAllister last year, the Phillies organization. Handful of games late in the season with Lehigh Valley. And Haley swings away, sends a pop-up. First base line. Yepez calls off McAllister, and in foul ground makes the catch. And the 7th inning is done for Durham. Couple of hits after the exit of Thompson, but no runs. After 7 innings, Tyler Zombro in for the Bulls. When we come back, 7-0 Memphis. Well, here's a sight that we thought we might never see at the DBEP again. Tyler Zombro in a home white uniform of the Durham Bulls on the mound at the DBEP. And welcome back. He gets the 8th inning today against Memphis. 7-0 lead for the Redbirds. And for the first time since that fateful June 3rd night of last summer, Zombro is up against the rubber on the mound of Durham Bulls Athletic Park. And Lars Nootbaar in the batter's box and makes his first pitch. It's inside, and there's the last hurdle for Tyler Zombro. And we will walk you through what had been a horrifying and enlightening last 12 months of Zombro's life as Nootbaar slings one in the air, foul over toward the Memphis dugout, and circling beneath it is Proctor. Nice job getting to it, making a moving backhand catch to retire Nootbaar. 1 out, 8th inning for Zombro. Well, we saw Zombro back on the mound on Sunday. He threw the 2nd inning against the Norfolk Tides. That was his first appearance of any kind in a real game. He did have one appearance in spring training for Tampa Bay just to get his toes dipped back into the water. But facing the team and the player in the lineup who actually struck him with that line drive as this ball is knocked down into left field and caught by a charging Masterboni. 2 outs in the 8th inning. But the Norfolk Tides gave Zombro a rousing welcome through song, through applause, through video visuals, as Zombro returned to the game that he loved with his dad in attendance. But he was hit by Brett Cumberland of the Norfolk Tides on his 5th pitch of his only inning in the 8th back on June 3rd right here. And was immediately knocked out, fractured skull, seizure on the hill. The stadium went from complete bedlam to complete silence. And after a handful of minutes on the mound here at the DBAP, he was rushed to Duke Medical Facility just down the road. He was there within about 15 minutes of that drive off of his head and underwent 2.5 hours of brain surgery, 16 plates, 32 screws, 4 days in ICU, 6 days in the hospital overall, and cheated death. And then had to go through months and months of physical rehab, speech therapy. Still doesn't really have any recall of that moment. But his wife Mariah was in attendance that night. And now to the mound goes Proctor ahead of a 1-2 count. I talked with Zombro in the clubhouse before the game today just to welcome him back since I wasn't traveling with the broadcast team in that Norfolk series. He said his mom was with him Friday and Saturday in Norfolk. She then went back home, and his dad came out and saw him pitch when he was finally brought into the game on Sunday. He was activated in the Bulls roster back on Tuesday. And a swing and a pop-up back behind home. Over as Proctor toward the Bulls dugout again. Will he grab another one? No, he rams himself right into the edge of the padded railing. He was tracking that ball with his eyes and said, hey, guys, help me out a little bit. Tell me how much space I have left. I could have lacerated a rib. Help me out next time. He's looking over to Will Bradley, the hitting coach. Somebody tell me. One ball and 2 strikes. Zombro on the hill. He's retired the first 2, and a bouncing ball into short. Backhand made by Gray, and it goes under his glove and into left field. So Yepez is going to reach. That'll be a base hit for Yepez. Would have been a tough play for Gray to come up throwing him out anyway. So Yepez reaches with 2 out in the 8th inning. So now the cap that Zombro was wearing, it's actually kind of a custom-made cap. Protective headgear right below the Bulls' cap. Again, the line drive that was hit off of his head was 104 miles an hour off of Brett Cumberland's bat. Zombro home. First pitch tapped away foul. But he was hitting the right side of the head just above the ear. And it's still a night that his current teammates, coaching staff, broadcasters, there's still a lot of people who haven't even seen the video of that line drive. And frankly, the ones who have seen it don't ever want to see it again. Called strike. ESPN did a very extensive report on it later on last summer. And Rick Knapp, Brady Williams, Brett Sullivan, Zombro's catcher that night. Raw emotions when thinking back. Ground ball is second base. This is sucked up by Paredes, and the throw to first base retires Burleson. And Zombro takes off that protective headgear, walks off, wipes a little bit of sweat away, and the return is now complete. It's a scoreless 8th inning for Tyler Zombro. Welcome back to the DBAP. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-0 Memphis. 7-0 lead for the Redbirds. Bottom of the 8th inning. Tyler Zombro has just completed a scoreless 8th inning in his return to the DBAP. And now he'll hope for a little bit of a rally from his office. David Rodriguez begins the 8th for Durham. Zack McAllister's first full inning, and he runs one up and in on Rodriguez. Rodriguez has struck out and flied out, nothing of 2 today. Bulls have been blanked on 3 hits. All singles. Bolt has 2 of them. And a strike taken by Rodriguez. DBAP beginning to clear out of some of these youngsters on their way back to school. They'll probably just collect their stuff and head home. Pitch outside. It reminds me of one of my field trips when I was in junior high. Took a field trip up to Wrigley Field, visit Chicago. Actually, the trip wasn't to see Wrigley Field. I expanded the trip and went to see Wrigley Field. There's a Strike on the inside corner. Got away from the group. Rule breaker, that's me. Rebel. Checked out Wrigley Field. Got back with the group before the bus headed back home to Pontiac. Never the wiser. 2-2. Foul back, and the mask comes right off of Herrera. The foul ricocheted right off of him. Herrera stands and tells Rodriguez, hey, hit it forward. Don't hit things back at me. 2-2 holding on Rodriguez. But yes, Central Illinois is where McAllister is from as well. Grew up in Chillicothe, which is right outside of Peoria, which is where a lot of my family still lives. And very involved in the community, working with St. Jude's Hospital. A bunch of different camps and foundations. There's a liner out in the right center field, sinking in. It'll fall in front of Capel. And Rodriguez opens the Bulls' 8th with a base hit. So 3 hits given up by McAllister. And frankly, again, none of the 3 has been hard hit. It's well placed. Now we see Tristan Gray. So here is Gray. Punching over McAllister. First pitch on Tristan Gray. A swing and a fly ball to Luzio's way. Went back a couple of steps. Now in and holds. And grabs the fly ball by Gray. 1 out. Rodriguez at first base. 7-0 Memphis. And now Mastrobuoni. I haven't thought about Illinois Valley Central High School for a long, long time. But that's the high school in which McAllister attended. It's a high school I played a lot of high school tennis matches against when I was a kid. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the order, Mastrobuoni looks at strike 1. Mastrobuoni 0 for 3. And should have a double, maybe a triple on his ledger today, but Ben DeLuzio, the center fielder, right now kind of looking at his cuticles and his throwing hand in center, thought otherwise. Swinging a foul by Mastrobuoni. One of the most prodigious catches you'll see a center fielder make in this ballpark. We witnessed firsthand a couple of innings ago by DeLuzio. Tore into right center field, and the ball just mashed by Mastrobuoni. And he left his feet, midair, made the catch, and then smacked his body down in the warning track on the descent. It was a hard landing, but DeLuzio held on to it. And oh, by the way, he's also homered twice today. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball, first base line, fair, still fair on the grass. They're letting it roll, and it will stay fair. It's a base hit for Mastrobuoni. There is justice in this world. A ball a couple of innings ago, Mastrobuoni clobbered about 380 feet onto the warning track that was caught somehow. He gets a swinging bunt roller, 86 feet fair up the first base line. And right now, if you're Zack McAllister, you can't believe your pitching luck. 4 hits against 6 batters, and none of these balls has been hit even remotely hard. But a rally brewing for the Bulls. Strike on Paredes. You had the pop fly single by Cardenas in the 7th inning. The Bolt infield single to second base that was chopped off a home plate. The soft single to right field by Rodriguez to begin this inning, and then that one from Mastrobuoni. Strike on Paredes, 0-2. But as Scott Pose would say, my color commentator who will return to these broadcasts on Thursday nights, they're all rockets in the box score. No balls and 2 strikes on Paredes. Here's the pitch. A swing and a ground ball hit sharply right behind Brady Williams. Gets out of the way. One other spot where they're not rockets are in the postgame reports by the managers and pitching coaches. And McAllister will probably make sure of it with his pitching coach, Dirney Orozco. Hey, remember those balls were, hit 3 miles an hour. Here's a bouncing ball foul past the third baseman. 7-0 Memphis, 8th inning. 11 hits for the Redbirds, 5 now for the Bulls, all singles. McAllister ready. The lead runner is Rodriguez at second. And the pitch taken down and outside by Paredes. Still ample sunshine in Durham. McAllister's 1-2, a little bit up, not by much. Shoulders dropped on the mound by McAllister. He thought that could have been called strike 3. Tom West disinclined. Right-hander set. Here's the 2-2. And Paredes linesman at third. Caught by Robertson, and everybody gets back on the bases. Kind of a somewhat leaping snow cone catch made by Robertson at third base. Good base running by Rodriguez, not getting trapped. Easily could have been doubled up, but that line drive did not get through. And ironically for McAllister, that is the hardest hit ball he has surrendered so far in this outing. But he gets an out on it. 2 outs. Arana the hitter. Still 7-0 Memphis. And the pitch. Cuts and a miss. Strike 1. 6:35 game 2 of the series tomorrow night. Easton McGee will start for the Bulls. The right-hander is 1-1 against Connor Thomas. Thomas, a left-hander, 1-0 for Memphis. And that pitch almost clipped Aranda on the elbow. Ball and a strike. I don't know where Scott Pose will be tomorrow night, but he said he won't be here. But he will be back for the rest of the homestand beginning on Thursday. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball the other way. Robertson at the backhand. He'll grab it and he'll run to third base for the force out on Rodriguez. And the side is out in the 8th inning. Couple of hits for the Bulls in the 8th, but no runs. Heading to the 9th inning, Memphis leading Durham 7-0. Top of the 9th inning. Opening game of this 6-game series. Memphis leading Durham 7-0. And Ivan Herrera scheduled to lead things off here for Memphis. Catcher is 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. Tyler Zombro will continue for the Bulls. Pitch the 8th inning. Needed only 11 pitches. First pitch sails high on Herrera for ball 1. (7-11-0 for Memphis, 0-5-1 for Durham. And Zombro's 1-0 pitch, a little bit high, ball 2. Right-handed action for the Redbirds in the bullpen. So McAllister will be done after an inning and a third in relief of Zack Thompson. Zombro's pitch is knocked out to left field. And this ball is hit far, and it's onto the roof of Tobacco Road. A home run for Herrera. On a 2-0 pitch from Zombro, Herrera homers, and it's 8-0 Memphis. Well, that got out fast. And Masterboni in left field didn't move. First of the season by Herrera, and the 4th of the game by Memphis. And now it's Connor Capel. Capel has doubled and homered in the game. He's 2 out of 4. And Zombro's delivery is outside ball 1. And again, Zombro, when he made his return on Sunday, through 1 inning. So this is the first time he's gone up and down and works into a second frame. Pitch outside. He stayed behind after big league camp broke and minor league camp broke. Zombro stayed behind back at the spring training complex to continue to get some work in. This is the stuff with which he's pitching. They're giving a little more time to tick back up to get close to where it was prior to the incident last June. 2 balls and 1 strike on Capel. I talked to Zombro before the game today and just calm, happy spirits. He's the same Tyler Zombro, to say the least. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's just back to work now for Zombro. Here's the 2-2. And that's outside. A full count on Connor Capel. Memphis leading 8-0. Three and two on Capel. Zombro ready. And the right-hander's pitch is knocked into the screen straight back. We also always pride ourselves and our fans being part of one big Durham Bulls family. And when you go back to last June when Zombro was struck, (3-2) just served into left field, goes down for the breaking ball, and Capel singles to left, his third hit of the game. So one out. Check that, a none-out base runner for the Redbirds after the Herrera home run. And now here is DeLuzio. But in a strange kind of ironic twist, the doctor who performed the brain surgery on Zombro last June, according to a couple of articles that I read, a season ticket holder here for the Bulls. Wasn't at the game that night, but he and his son, Dr. Stephen Cook, had been out here plenty. They had seen Zombro pitch in person. And when Dr. Cook got the phone call that a player from the DBAP was coming into the hospital with Dr. Cook on duty that night, when he heard the name of the player, he recognized it immediately. And he was the guy who led the 2.5-hour brain surgery on Zombro. Ball and a strike on DeLuzio. Here's the pitch. Grounded the other way, and that'll get through. Base hit DeLuzio to second, and stopping is Capel. And that's 3 straight hits in this 9th inning for Memphis. And we'll bring up Mendoza. (14 hits now for Memphis. Mendoza has 2 of them, both singles. He's the number 9 hitter in Ben Johnson's lineup. And Zombro's delivery high and in for ball 1. But that hashtag you see a lot on social media when posts are made either by the Bulls or by Zombro's teammates or by the Rays or by minor league baseball. Hashtag keep going. That has been the phrase to show support for Tyler Zombro ever since that night. Keep going. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks after the incident, after Zombro had been released from the hospital to a different apartment for he and his wife Mariah to begin rehab in. As this pitch is hit out to left field, hit pretty well by Mendoza. Masterboni will play it off of the monster. Past third is Capel, he'll score. Into third, DeLuzio. And a double by Mendoza off of the monster. And a second run in this inning against Zombro, and Memphis now leads by a score of 9-0. So 4 straight hits off of Zombro in this 9th inning, and Brian Reith is coming out of the Bulls dugout to settle Zombro in. There's nobody throwing in the Durham pen right now behind Zombro. He takes a glance, and now it looks like that's going to change. David Rodriguez has the gear on and jogs down toward the pen, and the Bulls will get a left-hander up and throwing behind him. An opportunity for Zombro to get a couple of innings in, but again, you don't want to hang him out here in the 9th inning and get knocked around here in just a second game back. So the Bulls will get a left-hander up. But a couple of weeks after the incident, Brady Williams, Bulls manager, Pat Phelan, Bulls home clubhouse manager, and others had worked on a design and a logo for a T-shirt with that hashtag also emblazoned on it, keep going. And those were, I think, initially handed out when the Bulls were down in Jacksonville a couple of weeks after. And they would wear those for BP. They'd wear them underneath their game jerseys as just a constant show of support and thought for Tyler Zombro during his recovery. Pitch down low on Robertson. 9-0 Memphis. Nobody out, ninth inning. Robertson 0 for 4 today. And the pitch on the way from Zombro, a little bit up. And he falls behind Robertson. Zombro's pitch. Strike on Robertson. Paid attendance today, 7,982. And a little more than a half of those school kids from the Triangle. And most of them, as you can tell with our ambient sound, our crowd noise, most of those kids have taken off now. It's almost 2 o'clock local time. Again, a majority from Durham County, a majority from Wake County, but some of those buses have longer journeys to get these kids back home. That pitch a little bit high from Zombro, and that will be ball 4 against Robertson. So the walk loads the bases. Still nobody out in this 9th inning, and Brady Williams checking the bullpen to see if the left-hander is ready. He's on the top step. He's looking for a tip of the cap, and he does get it, and Williams is now out of the Bulls dugout. So Zombro's appearance, his first back in the DBAP, is going to end here in the 9th inning. The entire infield comes in to congratulate Zombro on a return. And Brady Williams will make a pitching change in this 9th inning. Well, regardless of result, this is a huge next step for Tyler Zombro. Welcome back, congratulations, and Zombro heads toward the Bulls' first base dugout. New pitcher for the Bulls when we return. It's 9-0 Memphis in the top of the 9th. Left-hander Dalton Moats, 6th pitcher of the afternoon for the Bulls. He replaces Zombro with the bases loaded in this 9th inning. A couple more runs in for Memphis, and now a 9-0 lead for the Redbirds. 8th appearance for Moats. We saw it 3 times in that 6-game series against the Norfolk Tides, including an inning and a third on Sunday. Moats 1-0 with a 4.66. Earned the win in the 14-5 win over the weekend. 9 2/3 innings, 13 hits. Struck out 7, walked 2. So Moats getting ready to face Lars Nootbaar and Nolan Gorman. A couple of lefties will see him. Home run by Herrera. Singles by Capel and DeLuzio. Then a double off of the monster by Mendoza to chase in Memphis' second run of the inning. And now a walk to Kramer Robertson. So Zombro's outing ends 1+, 32 pitches. And now Nootbaar in the batter's box, ready to go against Moats. Bulls have been shut out on 5 hits today. Zack Thompson leading the way for Memphis. Starting pitcher, a hit and a walk over 6 2/3 innings. First pitch from Moats. Fastball, strike 1, 90 miles an hour for Moats. Nootbaar has been on base a couple of times today. 0 for 3 statistically, but he's walked and been hit by a pitch. Infield back. Gray plays him up the middle. And a half swing and a Moats breaking ball. Strike 2 on Nootbaar. Redbirds have knocked out 4 home runs today. DeLuzio has a pair of them. Moats set and the 0-2. Check swing, it goes too far, and Nootbaar rung up by the home plate umpire. Nootbaar at least was asking for an appeal from somebody else. But Tom West, the home plate umpire, saw a half swing on strike 2. Sees a half swing on strike 3, and Nootbaar sent on his way. First out, 9th inning. Bases remain loaded for Gorman. 9 extra base hits today by Memphis. Moats pitch at the knees, outer third, strike 1 on Gorman. 5 doubles, 4 home runs, and 6 walks drawn. The Bulls, meanwhile, 5 singles And one measly walk back in the second inning from Thompson. That's been it. 0-1 on Gorman. And the delivery by Moats. Swinging strike two. Fastball up around the belt. Middle of the Bulls order due up in the bottom of the ninth inning. It will start with Proctor. And Blake Parker, a right-hander, getting ready in the bullpen for Memphis. Here's the 0-2. Check swing. Now Proctor will appeal, and Gorman did not go. Ball and 2 strikes on Gorman. And Mode's pitch. Full swing. Fly ball sailed into right center field. Decent depth. Bolton Cardenas coming together. Cardenas makes the catch. The lead 2 runners will tag into score DeLuzio. And Mendoza skitters to third. Sacrifice fly run batted in by Gorman. And Memphis goes up 10-0 in the ninth. Second run driven in today by Gorman. So now we'll see Juan Yepez. For the 6th time, he has reached his first 5. 2 singles, a double, and a pair of walks for this 24-year-old first baseman. And he'll swing and foul one into the mitts of Proctor, strike 1. They did have some rain down in Lawrenceville. That game, Norfolk and the Stripers started a little bit late. They're through 4 innings right now. Norfolk leading 4-3. Jacksonville has beaten Charlotte 9-2. High foul pop-up. Proctor races over toward the Memphis dugout and will not have a play. Lands in the second row and almost on top of a couple of fans who did not come prepared with gloves today. Lands right behind their 2 seats. They almost have the entire section to themselves now. A couple of rows behind the Memphis dugout. Toledo an early lead in Omaha, 2-0 in the 4th. Everything else is later. One game has been postponed, and there's a swing and a miss. Proctor holds on, and Yepez strikes out to end the 9th inning. 3 runs in the 9th, all charged against Zombro. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Last call for the Bulls. Memphis on top of Durham, 10-0. Last in the 9th inning from Durham. Memphis on top of the Bulls by a 10-0 score. And Blake Parker will check in for the final 3 outs of this one. Proctor just signed to a minor league deal with the Cardinals in the final week of spring training. And the big league veteran right-hander fires home and drops a breaking pitch on the outside corner against Proctor. Parker now 36 years old. Broken initially 10 years ago with the Cubs. Been with 7 different major league teams. And Parker on 0-1. Drops that one on the outer edge. Strike 2. Broke in with the Cubs. He's been with Seattle, the Yankees, the Angels, the Twins, the Phillies, and last year with the Indians. 47 games with Cleveland last season. A career-high 71 appearances with the Angels 5 years ago. Pitch bounces in, 1-2. Ten runs, 15 hits for Memphis. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Durham. Redbirds took a 2-0 lead in the second inning with a couple of runs. Added 1 in the third. 2 more in the 4th. All those runs against Duggar. 1 was unearned as Proctor swings and misses that pitch and strikes out to open the 9th inning. Duggar won 4 innings, allowed 5 runs, 4 earned. DeHorta a scoreless 5th, but pitched through 3 walks in that appearance. Seth Blair through the 6th, gave up a solo home run to DeLuzio, the second he hit in this game. Peguero nicked for a run in his inning. Zombro 3 earned on 5 hits in his inning plus. 1 out, none on. And the opening pitch on Cardenas bounces through. Went similar to what we saw on Sunday. A whopping number of pitches. That Sunday game, if you weren't following along, 14-5 Bulls win. Swinging a foul. That also takes the mask right off of Herrera. Second time we've seen that happen. The Bulls on Sunday threw 173 pitches, which is almost 40 more than any pitching coach wants to see thrown. You want to average about 15 a frame. But Norfolk threw 223 in that game. They walked 10, gave up 14 hits. Here's the 1-1, swinging a grounder to the backstop foul. But the 173 was still plenty. Bulls went through 7 pitchers on Sunday. They go through 6 here today. The Bulls wind up throwing 219 today. And the pitch, swinging a foul tip, held on by Herrera. And Cardenas unable to make contact on that breaking ball. Parker strikes out another. The Bulls going quietly in the 9th inning today. 2 outs, none on for Ryan Bolts. 7th appearance for Parker. And now 11 strikeouts over 7 full innings against just 1 walk. And he, like McAllister, big league service time, 6.5 years. Strike at the knees on Bolts. So for Brady Williams and Brian Reith, it's not only getting through 9 innings of coverage with pitching, but throwing these many pitches, which accounts for almost 3 or 4 extra innings of work. Fly ball by Bolts, sailed into center field, moving back to Deluzio. He's on the track, and fittingly, Deluzio makes the catch, and that polishes off a shutout win for the Memphis Redbirds. Deluzio, a 2-home run game for Memphis, a sparkling diving catch for the Redbirds in right center field, leading Zack Thompson to his first win of the season. 6 2/3 innings of shutout ball with 9 strikeouts. Redbirds claim the opener of the series, 10-0. On the TV side, we thank you for watching. Airtime tomorrow at 6:30. First pitch between the Bulls and Redbirds. McGee versus Thomas, 6:35. On the radio side, we're coming back with a post-game show. That's next. Again, your final score, Memphis 10, Durham 0. So long from Bull City.